advantages, our team SMExcelerator will present beyond capacity, strengthening link UMKM to optimize BRI supply, demand, and social value trilemma.
We will cover the following topics in this presentation. Let's start with executive summary. BRI serves 34.2 million MSME borrowers through its ultra-micro holding backed by 31,000 monthly and 1.2 million BRI-linked agents. Yet with limited capacity, BRI must decide how to allocate resources across supply-side capability, demand-side market access, and social value. Our finding, BRI already has strong capability. The real barrier is market access. So we recommend 70% of resources to demand side initiative, 30% to supply side by transforming Link UMKM into an AI-powered market access platform, complemented by empowerment programs for ultra micro and women entrepreneurs. The next, the problem statement. Indonesia MSME contribute over 60% of GDP and employ nearly 97% of the workforce. BRI has invested heavily through ultra micro holding, one man tree, one village, and link UMKM. Yet BRI faces a trilemma: limited resource, must balance supply, demand, and social value. Our question: how should BRI allocate resources to maximize MSME upgrading while maintaining sustainability? Now, root cause and economics. Indonesia has 64 million MSME contributing 60% of GDP, yet most stay stuck at the micro level. To understand why, we built a root cause analysis across 6 dimensions. Using a fishbone framework, we map 6 causes: man, machine, material, and measurement are largely supply-side gaps, which BRI already addressed through mentoring, core, and digitalization. But a method and market environment point to a demand-side gap, the missing link between MSME capability and actual buyer. Our insight: the deeper root cause isn't production readiness, it's market access, the basis of our 70-30 allocation strategy. That leads to our economic justification. BRI supply side ecosystem is already strong as mentioned. So the greatest incremental value now lies in demand. Our curves show it a small 30% shift in supply yields limited gains, but a 70% shift in a demand drive a much higher marginal return, higher transaction volume, and better pricing for MSME. That's the economic backbone of our 70-30 allocation. That concludes our analysis. I will hand over to continue with strategic analysis.
Okay, and now we talk about strategic analysis. Okay, before we talk about a whole strategy, we will start from the strategic objectives based on the case. As we know that BRI have the goals for the first accelerate MSME naik class journey, optimize research, balance commercial sustainability with social impact, and strengthen financial inclusion through sustainable MSME empowerment. We already know the goals, right? But for the strategic, we have to know the external and internal analysis. So we do the external analysis with PESTEL. As you can see here, we use the political, economic, social, and technology. Key findings here, we know that BRI has a good advantage to create a demand in Indonesia. Like you know here that the government focus for upgrading MSME, the economic growth, and digital transformation AI adoption in Indonesia. Okay, we will see about the internal capabilities then. So I already mentioned here a lot of the strategy capability based on the case. The first is the relationship-based distribution network, integrated ultra micro ecosystem, hybrid banking capability, and existing market access ecosystem. As you can see, the supply side in BRI is very good. Has lot of mantri, BRI Pegadaian PNM, large borrower, have the application like Brimo, Brispot, and for sure Link UMKM with 15.6 million users. Okay, we already know the external and internal analysis, right? So we will see what is the strategic insight based on the environment. As you can see here, we define BRI doesn't need to build more capabilities. Instead, BRI should optimize its existing ecosystem by prioritizing demand-side intervention to transform MSME capabilities into sustainable market opportunities. Okay, so how about the resource allocations? We allocate the demand side for 70%. That's for expand market opportunities, strengthen buyer linkage, and accelerate MSME revenue growth. And 30% for supply side is to maintain SME capability development to ensure business remain market ready. I already mentioned about Link UMKM before, right? Because Link UMKM is very good. It's very good platform, but not linked with the PNM and Pegadaian. So we must link the PNM and Pegadaian into Link UMKM with BRI. Now, okay. So, why we choose demand intervention? Because we choose to strengthening the link UMKM. Why it could be link UMKM? As you can see here, the value of link UM is very good. The existing like user integrated with BRI improvement program, nationwide multi network, and you can see from the strategic value like existing MA ecosystem, and if you want to implementation here, it's not really complex because you are trying to match use AI to other entrepreneurs like strong offline online business assistant and higher scalability with lower investment requirements.
Okay, now our recommendation starts with the first pillar, which is connect. The objective is to connect MSME with the real market opportunities. The main problem here is not that MSME cannot produce, but they are struggle to find sustainable buyers. Instead of building a new platform, we strengthen the link UMKM by integrating opportunities across the ultra-micro holding ecosystem, BRI, Pegadaian, and PNM, using AI-powered business matching, and expanding partnership with retailers, corporation, government, and procurement, and export agencies. This creates stronger buyer linkage and more transaction opportunities for MSME. The second pillar is prepare. Market access only works if MSME are ready to meet the commercial standard. Therefore, we strengthen the role of Mantri as a business relationship agent who provide personalized mentoring on certification, branding, packaging, financial management, and export readiness. AI recommendation also helps identify capability gaps and recommend suitable training program. This is more like a demand side. I'm sorry, more like a supply side. Okay, and then finally, grow focus on helping MSME scale sustainably. We expand access to modern retail, corporate procurement, government procurement, and export market. The expected result is the higher revenue, greater business expansion, and ultimately more MSME successfully moving up in the business ladder. And now we will move into a social value prioritization. Beyond commercial impact, we also prioritize social value. We recommend focusing on the literacy and empowerment for ultra, micro, and women entrepreneurs because this is directly improve market readiness and competitiveness. Financial inclusion and community resilience remain important, but they are already supported by their existing ecosystem and will naturally improve as business grows. And lastly, this is the conclusion. To conclude, our analysis shows that BRI has already built a strong supply side ecosystem, and the remaining bottleneck is the demand side. Therefore, we recommend allocating 70% of the resources to the demand side and 30% to the supply side. We achieve this by strengthening Link UMKM through the three integrated pillars: connect to the Link MSME buyers, prepare to improve business readiness, and grow to help MSME expand sustainably. This strategy not only accelerates MSME, but also strengthen financial inclusion, creates greater social value, and reinforce BRI position as Indonesia leading MSME empowerment institution.